Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival, the full release with Lone Debater 7, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to make a shit ton of credits. If you have built a capital vessel and all that kind of stuff, and you're kind of exploring the stars, you will eventually come across a Polaris trading station. This is just the one on my home planet because I know that there's one here and I didn't want to look for one. Different stations will carry different goods, so you might have to fly around and kind of search for a little bit before you find one that you can do this with. But basically, what we're going to do is trade optometrics bridges to the station, and they pay quite a bit for these. So if we talk to this homie right here, he's the guy that buys and sells the small bridges. I don't have one that does the large bridges, but you can potentially do the same thing with those. So these sell for almost 42,000 credits for each one. So there we go. Now we've got 43k credits. Pretty easy, right? And these are not that difficult, realistically speaking, to build. They do take 15 gold ingots, 125 electronics, and 80 oscillators. But that is stuff that's pretty easy to get a hold of. And normally, depending on the station, like this one doesn't have it, but there is a mining outpost over here that sells gold ore. So even if you don't have gold on your planet, you can get the gold that you're going to need. Now each gold ingot takes 5 ore in order for it to work, right? So you will need 5 times 15, what is that, 75 gold ore in order to build a small bridge. In addition, the oscillators take neodymium and cobalt and titanium, so you're going to want to have kind of your basic resources built up a little bit anyway in order to do this. But you can buy basically all of those materials pretty easily. So let's just go over to, I think I can maybe get them at the smelters or potentially, or the warehouse. So we're gonna fly over here, I think, and check it out just so we can show you where you can get these items. That way you don't, I mean, mining is fun in my opinion in this game, but if you don't have the ore deposits or what have you nearby, this may not work for you, right? So obviously it's best to go mine all the materials yourself. That way you get the full 42k back when you sell the bridge. But assuming you don't have the gold, or you don't have the ore, the titanium, or the neodymium or cobalt or whatever, this is another potential way to get it. You just go buy it. So let's see if this mining outpost over here has what we're looking for. If it doesn't, not a big deal. We're going to fly back to base and kind of show you how to build these. You do need an advanced constructor, so you have to get at least to the advanced constructor level in the game in order to do this. But it's so worth it, in my opinion. There's just no other really... I mean, people talk about selling the EVA boosts and stuff that you find when you're raiding. That's viable. However, if you don't want to go and do combat and mess with all that stuff, selling bridges is another really good option. It takes about, if you're building everything from scratch, it takes about the same amount of time to build a small bridge as it takes to build an advanced constructor. So it's not too bad, relatively speaking, but just bear that in mind. They do take a little while to actually construct. So we're gonna go into the sanctuary, I guess. They might have something in here. Oh, whoops, pushed the wrong key. I did get a new small vehicle. I don't know if we've shown this yet or not, but it's pretty good. It's got a good amount of weapons and shit like that. But anyway, I love how these guards are just chilling here but not actually fighting the enemies. It's kind of funny. Anyway, we'll kill them. They give us some rep and some XPs, which is great. And the reason why I kind of took a break from Empyrion for the time being is because I'm at the point in the game where there's basically no more content. I mean, yeah, you can do the faction missions and all that, but it gets kind of boring, in my opinion. Like, I've played these missions so many goddamn times that it's kind of like, alright, why even bother anymore? Now you can also make the matrices. Those sell for a lot too. So this guy in here buys the large ones, so they are a little bit better on the price, but this guy here sells what you need. So you can buy cobalt ingots for 32 credits each. You can buy neodymium for 19 each. You can buy the titanium rods for 24 each. And the gold is 250 each, so the gold is the expensive piece. You need 15 ingots, so that's going to be 25, so 3750 total credits just to buy the gold. So that does cut into your profit margin. However, to buy all the gold, and even if you had to buy the titanium rods too to build the oscillators, or the neodymium to build the oscillators, or the cobalt to build the oscillators, you're still going to come out at a profit for these bridges. All it's really going to take is just the time to actually build the devices. So you can come to a sanctuary like this, and they will probably have a dude that sells what you need. Like I said, you might have to explore around a little bit and just see if you can find what you're looking for, because odds are, if you're going to the Polaris stations, they are the traders in this game. They will have kind of the resources you need. So there we go. We went in just to show you where you can buy the other resources you need to build the bridges. Let's fly back to base and show you how to build one. I think it even gives you a timestamp, or like a time estimate for how long it's going to take to craft the whole thing. So we'll just show that off so you can see the numbers and everything. I know that it's 80 oscillators, 125 electronics, 15 gold for one small bridge. We might also take a look at the small energy matrix, because those are another viable option. They sell for like 100 grand or something like that. It's a lot, and I don't think those actually take gold either. So that's another viable way to kind of churn out some credits. And the reason why you'd want to do that, if you take a look, oh, this one doesn't, never mind. On my old ship, it must have gotten destroyed or something. I had mining lasers on it, which makes mining the asteroids so much better than doing it by hand, just because you don't have to worry about the temperature, you don't have to worry about oxygen, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You just fly your ship through the asteroid, basically, and gather a shit ton of resources really quickly. So you can buy those from trade stations. Some trade stations will sell them. You just gotta warp around and kind of check it out. But they're really expensive. They're like 150, 200,000. So, you gotta have some credits or some scratch before you can even consider going that route. So what you're gonna do if you're gonna try to do this, make sure you've got your resources. So I've got almost 1,400 gold. I've got the silicon and copper that you need for the electronics. I got a fair amount of cobalt, a fair amount of titanium, so we should be able to make a couple of these at the very least. So this small optometrix bridge, that's the one that sells for 41,800 credits, 15 ingots, 125 electronics, 80 oscillators, and it has a craft time of 300 seconds. Now that doesn't factor in all the other pieces, so crafting all the rest of this stuff, gonna increase that time a little bit, but not a big deal. So we'll let this one kind of craft that up. I did build a second advanced constructor in my base just because it made sense to do so. So you can also do the matrices, or the matrices, whatever. It does take 20 gold ingots for this, 100 computers, and 20 energy matrices. So if we look at this, energy matrix, silicon, copper, cobalt. Computer is steel, optical fiber, and electronics. So more complex crafting materials, but it does sell for a lot more. So we'll build one of these in here. So there you go. This is kind of what it's going to take. And I'm guessing this is pretty much building everything from scratch, because I don't think I have any of this stuff chilling in there. The only thing we're not is the steel plates, obviously. And we might have some of these optical fiber cables in our cargo box too, just because you kind of pick those up. But basically, you let these guys go ahead and, tick over. It takes a little while. You can do it on your capital vessel, assuming you've got an advanced constructor. So I was building some on my capital vessel. I was going for the large bridges. However, I don't have a really good generator on this ship, so I basically can't fly the ship if I have something going in the constructor. So yeah, I decided to just kind of cancel that out because not worth my time. So we're just grabbing this water for funsies. I don't really need it. I've got plenty, but whatever. Good to have while this is ticking over. So this is my method for generating a bunch of money in the game. So you can buy weapons, EVA boosts, whatever it may be. I mean, the marketplace does sell decent stuff if you find a good station, that is. So you might at some point be wondering, okay, how do I get enough credits to buy a specific item? Well, this is how you do it. You build bridges, you build matrices, and you sell them. They sell for a lot, so you can churn out what do you call it? You can turn out credits really fast. So I mean, we've got over 40,000 credits at this point, so not too bad, not too shabby, and that's only from selling one bridge. If you sell more, obviously you're gonna have more. Just top that up. Sure, why not? I doubt this has. Oh, yeah, it does actually. Cool. Anyway, guys, so I just wanted to kind of show that off because I don't think I've talked about it in one of my prior episodes, and even if I did, I just wanted to make sure that it was still viable in the full release version, which it is. So if you're looking for a way to generate a bunch of credits in Empyrion Galactic Survival full release, this was kind of my guide on how to do it. Find a good trading station with the Polaris that buys the Optometrix bridges and matrices. Get some gold, get some neodymium, get some cobalt, get some titanium, copper, and silicon. Go ahead and put them inside of an advanced constructor right here and build the matrix bridges. Now, some will sell large, some will sell small, so just double check which one the guy sells. If you go with the larges, it takes small bridges to build the large bridges, and it takes small matrices to build large matrices. So bear that in mind. If you go for the large items, you're going to be waiting a lot longer because you have to build a small one first. And it typically, at least in my opinion, I don't think it's worth going that route. Like, I think it's better to just, build the small ones, because the large, if I'm remembering right, when we checked out that guy's inventory, they sell for about the same as the small bridges, right? So why would you add an extra like 5-6 minutes of craft time for maybe an extra couple thousand credits? Just not worth it. You also increase the resource costs, specifically speaking the gold, because it takes an extra 15 or an extra 20 for this, and then it also requires Arcosium or Restrium, depending on if you're doing the bridge or the matrix on the large size. So I would suggest grinding credits, build the small bridges, small energy matrices, go to a Polaris trading station, sell it. If you're having trouble getting the gold or the other resources, you can buy them from, well, we found it at a Polaris sanctuary, but realistically you should be able to find that at any trade station. You just got to get lucky with what they're selling, because it is kind of just random. So if you're having trouble finding the resources, just go to a different trade station. You should be able to find it somewhere. Buy it, generate it. You won't make as much money right off the bat, but if you, like for example, if you haven't found gold or somewhere, which happens all the time, you can buy it. You can just buy the ingots straight out and you're good to go. So guys, if you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.